Tercemar from also Indonesia on the red side. First bans are already out. We're already seeing the Benedetta as well as the Hanzo both taken out, no problem.
Okay, I guess things are going pretty well, but Hanzo definitely is a very targeted ban upon Pasti Menang. They've been able to actually go in with some massive plays by having him, safely staying back when he just sends, part of his soul just loitering around.
Yeah, play for that information. Yeah, casually just walking by, doing the drive-bys. No big deal, no big deal. But yeah, I do think that the Sun ban is actually worthwhile getting rid of. It's one of those big X factors of like, we don't really have an answer to this just yet. Maybe down in the future, but as of right now, let's just focus on trying to win their game. Now, Tercemar, they also ban out the Farsa as well. First pick going to Pasti Menang, X-Borg. No surprise there. I wouldn't be too surprised if they do decide to go for either maybe a Ling, maybe a Harley, could be a Kaja as well. But it seems like, yep, there we go. There's the Harley.
Yeah, this seems to be pretty much of a fixed Indonesian meta for the moment. So it is considered to be quite standard right now to expect the export as well as Harley. Now to pair it up, you can either go for the Cho, which is still left available. You can also go for the Kaya. Go ahead. Seems to be quite a good shout if they really want to opt to do so. So many options on the table. Is more of what Tercemar really needs at the moment.
I mean, they could go for Saber all over again.
Oh, right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Last 2 seconds, they're really pushing it all the way to the edge, and finally they give
Trigger alert.
Trigger alert.
Oh, God. Magic damage overload. You do have the Alice, though, so very good sustains. Versus the export, even better. We're always having a little bit of a safe distance between the two of them. So now back towards the side of Pasti Menang, though. Like, you can still go for something huge, and I'm talking about Tigreal huge.
Wow, I wasn't expecting Tigreal to get picked up here, but it looks like Pasti Menang has some sort of idea in their head. Something that does with, maybe Wombo comboing. Group them all together, go for the big explosion. Yup, it looks like they are going to go for a composition that is going to be dedicated around that Wombo combo. Sicilian has ways to group people up. Tigreal has ways to group people up. Last Insanity just does a lot of AoE damage. There's no going around that.
Yeah, and this is where I think Roger shines best as well. Like, yeah, you can get your tanks, you can get all this AoE stuff, but I'm just going to have this Roger here, going to skill, and it's going to be really hard for you to even chase me down. I'm just going to be turning into a Lycan, taking pretty huge bites out there. So, now, how to deal with the Roger?
Well, I mean, it really is, because Roger is able to dodge out a lot of abilities with his tactical roll, with his rolls and his Lycan pounces. He's got iframes to kind of work around with, so it really depends on the player and whether or not Claudia accidentally makes a mistake using ability too early or doesn't time it right. But moving on to the second phase of the bans, Cho and Pasti Menang also, wow, instant lock in, make sure they get rid of that Akai. I can respect that. The Tercemar, and especially Anapapa, has been crushing it with the Akai.
So Akai so far definitely will be quite a nuisance to deal with, especially when, you have so many of these mobile targets that you really want to make sure that they don't really, of course, get pinned down against the wall. And when you're having a wombo combo, especially, any sort of disruption is going to be pretty huge to buy enough time for the enemy line. So Akai definitely a very sensible choice overall, but there's still a few more things that they can actually look to. Now, for the side of Pasti Menang, I'm pretty sure that they should find a little bit more of a better response against the Jawhead. If they want to go for something like a Lunox, is very viable. Instead, they go back in towards Terizla.
Storm activated.
Saber. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So they take Saber for themselves. This is 100% Wombo combo for the side of Pasti Menang. They all have ways to lock people down. This is going to be X-Borg going into the jungle. I'm pretty sure about that, and that means Rizla is going to go into the side lane as well as Saber, and then it's going to be Sicilian mid with Tigreal as the dedicated support. Now, Tercemar, they probably see this. They're like, wow, they've got a lot of Wombo combo mechanics here. Can we actually deal with that. And I mean, obviously, Diggy would be really, really good, but the fact that their composition has already locked in things that don't really change. Alice, for example, can't really go out of the side lane, you know? She can't really jungle. Mid lane is a little bit of a struggle because she can't clear the waves effectively and will get harassed in the time being. Jawhead can technically go into the side lane, and I don't think it is too far off a consideration to do so. Here we go. Oh, it's a Ruby instead. Ah, interesting. Hard sustain.
Yeah, we did see a Ruby ban before against the likes of Tercemar, and I guess for very good reasons, because of how once she gets offended, you know, you gotta give her a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Guys there with girlfriends, I know what you're talking about.
Can I get man? Can I get boys in chat? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Oh boy, let's get in towards this game. Pasti Menang's composition wants to go for that big wombo combo. You lock that one guy down, you look for another lockdown, and you're gonna hope that Export comes in huge with a fat last insanity. But if we look over to the Tercemar side, a little bit more standard. They've got some great scaling. They have some great skirmishing power as well. Their only problem right now is going to be RRQ Ryu on that Saber, who could disrupt that plan.
Yeah, I'm looking at the likes of Pasti Menang. They really do have very, very slowly start in towards the early levels of the game. If they don't capitalize on that, then you know it's going to be quite a shame, because I see a lot of big potential of just triple sweep on top of all these big ultimates. And now let the games begin.
Yep.
AK Gaming already disrupting the tempo of the buff. Oh, well. Toss around like a Krabby Patty again.
I mean, AK Gaming has been doing this since day number one. He's going to keep doing this. He's going to hop over the wall. He's going to push it out all over again, slow it down. And with his passive, he's hard to kill. But unfortunately, oh, wait. Sicilian was trying to save him from a dire situation. But now Sicilian might be put in a lot more danger than he should be. He dodges the poker trick, but he should still be dead here. That's going to be 2 kills going over to Tercemar. But in the meantime, the steal of the orange buff here by Panda, really nicely done from Pasti Menang to try and win a little bit of that war back at the end of the day.
Wow, some big brain plays and a quite high risk. I guess it does come with a sort of a sense of trade, especially when Papa as well as Anabai has been able to get something out of it. So Zhenhua so far being pretty much a happy family overall.
Oh, I mean, a happy family might be regrettable here. Anabai already level 4, and you can see Sicilian, he's clearly not able to help. He doesn't have his level 4 either. AK Gaming ends up dying once more. And here, Anago, he might be in a lot of trouble. Rizla getting that 3rd hit and manages to get the execute as well. Nicely done. And I don't think Baga is actually going to win this, unfortunately. Oh, Anapapa! No! He accidentally ejectors the wrong target. Oh, the humanity of the situation.
Oh boy, just so close to secure it though.
Penalty zone. He's got a penalty zone or something. He gets that 3rd hit. He's gonna get ejected again. Okay. Oh no, he finally dies. Alagual gets the bank, and that just means that Panda will be able to secure the turtle for free.
A big team fight might just actually run right here, but that's going to be Anabai being blown up to pieces. That's where they call for a disengagement for 2. Honestly, not too shabby of a scoreline, especially when Pasti Menang is still holding his very slight goal lead. So it's pretty much even. Like that 0-2 for that buff trade, I guess it's worth it for a better start coming in for RRQ Panda. More of like, where does it translate from here on?
Well, I think at this point in time, it doesn't really translate anywhere. Because of that turtle taken by Pasti Menang, the economy is going to be in a very comfortable place. It gives not only gold, but EXP as well. It's just to help you snowball. But Panda, he's just jacking away the jungle from Tercemar. And now here comes the big punish here. Yor manages to get the penalty zone onto Anapapa, but unfortunately, flickers on out of. They still secure the kill. Even AK Gaming wants to get a little bit of that revenge, but unfortunately doesn't land the implosion on anybody.
Yeah, and I guess that for the likes of Tercemar, you know, I love how they are so in sync that even their group name is also CMAR. So I guess it's already a family clan going on.
It really is a family clan. But down on bot side, there goes Saber. Finally, someone has decided to put some punishment into his hands. Unfortunately for Ryu, though, he's not going to be having the funnest of times. Panda will be able to survive the deadly magic here, but the unstoppable force does come down. The Firaga armor breaks. They weren't able to secure the kill on Tambay, unfortunately.
There's a proxy going on from both ends for the top side of the map. Interesting interactions, but overall towards the bottom river where things get really hectic right now. Papa getting health bars being melted down, but we'll just go in for a little bit of recall. No business to be done right here. Taco Destiny now being purchased, so Anagao can definitely participate. Anagao now going into a tough position. Got to pop away. Now he is getting caught out. No time for the clock.
Great implosion there. A lot of flickers were used in the meantime, but this is a huge win for Pasti Menang because, again, there goes a lot of security from that top side pressure. Oh, Yor, he might be in some trouble. That body of the Smith is working out really nicely for him as nobody has the damage to one-shot him just yet. And that just means that the Tercemar have to sacrifice this turtle and also end up sacrificing Anagol in the process.
Yeah, and currently Pasti Menang is slowly finding a little bit more areas of room to be able to actually get someone leak. But both sides, you know, they're not going to be dropping turrets just about yet. Ryu, though, as much as he's on the Saber, it's going to be so hard for him to even take out the Ruby. Don't even think about doing that anyways.
Yeah, it is difficult. Ruby will be able to sustain through, but here comes the Deadly Magic onto Mirxi. Is he going to die? Oh, that gets him. He gets the full hit of the poker trick, unfortunately, but it doesn't mean that they're out of this game just yet. The Tercemar, they control that bot side really nicely, but there's no economy to hurt, no objectives to take. It just means that Pasti Menang are just going to play on the opposite side of the map.
And now that this Saber is being break wall, he couldn't seem to actually leave as well. Papa's going to go in for the easy pickup with the unstoppable force as well. So, AK just have to watch. He might actually need to give this one away. Here comes Mixry. Maybe they can actually clear this one off. But still, and now here comes the fling. 3 members from the side of Pasti Menang. They get crushed and deleted. Your joins right in a little bit too late as well. I know this is pretty much a free beam overall. And here comes that.
What? Where did his Firaga armor go? Tambay gets on out of there, but Panda so far by now is just there. I mean, Pasti Menang, they ended up walking in 1 by 1. A huge mistake on their part, especially against a 4-man Tercemar. They lose so much pressure down on that bot side, and now a very clear lead for Tercemar, as this is only going to get worse from here on out.
I don't know. Things were looking all too good for Pasti Menang initially. And
yeah, it did.
What was the thought process going afterwards? But I was like, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
That's probably what it sounded like. Banana Papa forced to flicker out of there. Panda, he cannot lose his Firaga armor right about now, because if he does, he won't be able to use that last insanity, and he needs it for that big wombo combo. AK Gaming finally getting that Radiant armor. That's going to help him so much, because right now, Tambay is a major threat on this Harley.
And taking threats though, Ryu finally goes into pop-off. And that's the damage against the Alice. Yeah, he may just only tickle the Ruby, but overall, the Alice won't have as much of defensive stats as compared to the Ruby. And it was a full channel of the triple sweep alongside with everything all thrown alongside with the kitchen sink, so Ryu will be able to secure their turret as well.
Oh, Panda, he lost his Firaga armor, and here comes the Deadly Magic. Here comes the Lycan Pounce. No, unfortunately, Claudia was not able to close the distance in time, no matter how hard she tried. Oh, that was such a freebie kill, but sometimes the games work in mysterious ways. Now, Ryu, he already used his dash. This should mean that he should get that free kill on the Papa, and not to mention he doesn't have the triple sweep as well, so all things at the end of the day work out.
Yeah, and I guess things are actually stabilizing for a tad bit, but it's a little bit too soon to tell. Yes, only 1,000 when it comes down to a goal difference. But look at the positioning though. This is looking pretty interesting where Tercemar is trying to actually go for certain picks. Not going to be able to actually get too much, but oh, Tambay.
Not the right target, but Arapapa tries to go in with the unstoppable force. It works out. The Wombo combo. That's what we were talking about. They pull through. Triple sweep comes on over. Roger is on the run, but at max heat gauge, that's just going to allow Panda to just do true damage and shred their opponents. Well done to Pasti Menang to turn that around.
Speaking of that, look at Pasti Menang. Still down in number of kills, yes indeed, but the numbers don't lie. More money in the bank. That's what it is.
Yep. So it's a return of investment at the very least. Now Ryu, he has to, he goes in for the triple sweep. He's trying to get that max amount of damage, but unfortunately with Anabike on his flank, he just got jabaited.
Yeah, and I guess this is where it's payback time as well. How far can this Harley go? Climb to the wall. Trying to joke them out. That's all that she wrote. So Mixed Regaming with the first kill of the Smash.
Okay, wait, Bolos now just holding on his own 1v3. He's calling the rest of his team to fight. He's trying to sustain for as long as possible. Lycan Pounce going through. Panda will lose the Firaga armor here. Without any ultimates, this is going to be a little difficult. They take out the export. Mixed Game trying their best. They trade 1-for-1, but the turret makes the play. Ryu comes back with a retribution kill. That's what you get. I've got my revenge.
AK aiming to shove them up like, you know, there were just books being placed back in the show.
Oh, it's a feels bad situation, but here it comes. Sacred Hammer pulls on through. Anagal just sustaining through the damage. Doesn't even feel it at all. Yours not even a threat just yet. Deadly Magic already onto AK Gaming. The auto attacks are hurting from Anabike, but he missed the majority of the poker trick. And here in comes the Saber with the triple sweep to end the man's career. Put it into the ground. Wait 23 more seconds before you can get back into this game.
Yeah, career still intact, I guess. Only for that trumpet, it's just like lights out. Absolute lights out. A few more bullets would have actually blown this turret to bits, but Panda left it.
That last attempt into the penalty zone. Double kill going over to export. What a wombo combo. And they get the triple sweep as well. 3 kills going over to Pasti Menang. Better ultimates win the game sometimes.
Sheesh, that was something out of the norm. And he turned something from a bad position into something fruitful as well. Just look at that synergy. We can't get anything like this.
Yeah, really. The Tercemar has pushed Pasti Menang to the brink already this game. It wasn't looking good, and then Pasti Menang were like, no, we're totally fine. Don't worry about it, boys and girls. We're gonna be okay. As he continues to push on the tier 2, gets it, no problem. I don't think anybody really beats him in a 1v1, but neither can Terizla win the 1v1, so it's like, is it worth dealing with him?
At this point, not really, honestly. It'll take quite a while to even get the health bars down 50%. You now,
it just disappeared.
I was about to highlight, he's got the Blade of Despair, and okay, a lot of flexes going on.
It's just constant war. Like, these guys are in the streets rioting and fighting all the way through. But here comes Anapolos. He actually gets the I'm Offended onto the right target. Yor is taking way too much damage here. A 2v1 is something he cannot win. The penalty zone comes through, but he bought enough time as AK Gaming. Winter Truncheon comes on clutch, dodges the CC perfectly. And now all we need is that Pasti Menang gets that mid-tier 3, gets the inhibitor, but doesn't just yet. They do get Arapapa in the process. Now they will try attempt number 2 on that top side, but Aragal gets some great wave clearing, has been stacking very effectively. Now, finally, they can take a breather.
Yeah, and so do we. We can slow things down a little bit. Take it down a notch. Okay, Necklace of Durance now being purchased by the Sicilian. Looking to be real great. Just Panda on another level with this Xbox 717. Like, how often do we actually see Xbox really carrying games?
Not that often, but hey, the new meta has really put things into perspective here. You know, Saber's coming out, the Harley's whipping back out more effectively. We're also seeing Rubies here, Terizla's. Like, nothing seems to be off the tables as of yet. But now with 113 seconds around this Lord Pit, they try to open up the map. They find Panda. They got the Deadly Magic on him, but they don't crack his Firaga armor, though. A little bit of inefficiency. However, Ryu gets absolutely destroyed destroyed by Anapapa, as well as the help of Gall, and that just means that Bike has more than enough items to get it. Holy Crystal already purchased. They're going to lock down to Rizla, has no backup. 1v3, just buying time. He needs to recuperate with the team. Where's his buddies? Ah, there we go. And Claudia won't be able to continue going in, but instead Lycan Pounds goes on to Yor. Deadly Magic as well comes on through. Panda doesn't care. He's trying to get Ana Bike in the backline, but Anapolos manages to see through that damage and pick up AK Gaming in the process. Last Insanity picks up one at least. No, Anapolos, he manages to flicker out of there just in time at the very last second. No return kills, no trade kills from Pasti Menang. The Tercemar come out unscathed, but walk away with 2 kills. Unstoppable force onto Panda. He goes down, and wait, there he goes. Immortality, can he survive? Last Insanity will pop. Gall just takes the damage like an absolute champ. The jungler is down. Mystery Gaming continues to push forward. Ana Bae walks away with 1 HP. After all that, they only lost Ala Gual.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is getting out of hand. Okay, you know, gonna save you a little bit of breathing space. You definitely needed that sip of water. That fight just kept going and going. I believe there was like nearly 2 minutes of back-to-back action. Then look at how close they are. 21-19. And yet again, Tercemar is still slightly behind in terms of goal. Now, Yor is going to get himself that immortality, so there's no point hitting on this Terizla no matter what. It's going to take quite an amount of time. But then again, he does not really have Ficker for the moment, so very much punishable. Papa now looking for a pick as well. And this is that sort of a prison that's being set into stone while Ryu alongside with Yor. They're pretty much off of position. Papa now holding on to the front line. He still has immortality as well. One goes down, and that will be all for now. FDC over back. Here comes the last Insanity. And for the rest of Pasti Menang, they're still trying to look for those picks. Panda now going against Polos. Meanwhile, Papa over on the back end. And this is where they try to dive in deeper because Anabai, he's waiting for that golden opportunity, and that ejector's going to be bringing them all across. But the Tercemar, they are having members pretty much on a disarray. So only 3-for-2 trades happening across the entirety of the land of Dawn.
Oh my goodness, 2-for-3 trade in favor of Pasti Menang. They also get access to Lord, and you can tell the Tercemar, they are starting to sweat here. They are losing on the structural game. They're losing Lord at the same time, and unfortunately Roger is not up to contest this, so this is going to be Anagal. He's going to try for the hard steal here. He has no choice. He has Anabai just behind him. He gets shoved on in. The Blood Oak comes out. Lord has been slain, but now it's about how many people you can take out with you before that Lord starts rushing through. Mixed Gaming gets a good way to kind of slow down Anagal, but he gets out with the flowing blood here. They are just going to back off to base, and now the Tercemar on the defense.
Okay. Pasti Menang, yeah, they got the Lord. I think this is going to be really huge for them, but just look at the sort of way that Tercemar is going to be playing. Probably they're just throwing everybody online, clearing out the Lord here, and I believe that it might just be the Luminous Lord that can actually go in for at least 1 charge. That should be good enough to actually break down the lane turret.
Totally. Now, Mixed Gaming just purchased the Lightning Trunjet, which is great because with the Impure Rage and everything that he has stacked up on him right now, he is going to start doing some serious damage with the Bad Impact. Now, Anapapa looking for an opportunity here. They need to start getting rid of Lord, but Anabai getting shredded by the Flame Missiles here. They lose 2 inhibitors at the same time. Can they go further than this? It doesn't look like it's going well. Anagual trying to get into the back. Last Insanity on Anapapa here. Oh! They break the Immortality from Gaul. He still has the Blood Ode. It's not looking good. They're turning this around. Penalty zone as well comes on through just to stop the front line from getting even further. They traded 1-for-1 so far, but again, it is dead even. They break the 2 inhibitors. Anabai needs to heal up.
But there are so little minutes left. They shouldn't be overstaying their welcome here. Oh, still! Last Insanity for a mega kill. Panda does it again.
keeps on doing it. Tambay losing 60% of his life to Sicilian. He knows he's strong. Gall tries to go for an opportunity to turn this. He gets hit by it. That impact is working out, but the impure rage stacks. He needs a little bit more. Minions are going to be pushing in, but I don't think it's going to be enough yet. They have the wave clear. Anapol's, he doesn't lose his immortality just yet. This is quite a desperate defense. Gall, he doesn't take it. Deadly magic comes on through. Tambay losing 50% of his HP, but Papa, he can only do so much. He gets stunned down. He's tanking it like an absolute champ, but Anapolos, he's got CC, but he's waiting for Gall. Gall cuts off the rest of the team. Mixed Regaming, it's still alive. He holds him down, holding down the fort. Penalty zone comes out too, but again, they're so tanky. They just refuse to go down. The sustain is too strong, too good, too powerful.
Oh, they're still going for a little bit of deep dive as well. Ryu arrives to the scene now. This might not be the fight that they're looking for. The minutes are all cleared up, but here comes Anapolis alongside with Buggers. They will be finding a lot of all these picks. Immortality now being popped. Anapapa will go down. Pasti, Menang, they do have a slight edge right at this moment. Tambay doesn't really have too much help, still have immortality. Meanwhile, Vargas, Claudia, just making sure that they stay nowhere near to the base. And oh, wow.
What a defense. What a defense that was. An absolute war of attrition. Tercemar refusing to give Pasti Menang any ground in this very first match of the upper bracket finals. This has been so nuts by far. Everybody getting up to that full build. You can see it in Anagol. He is maxed out on those items.
Yeah, and now that it comes down to his late game skilling. This is what I did mention early on, that Tercemar, they do have a few of their members here that can skill in such a great way. Maybe the jaw hit now is going to be having a slight tough time. The only member that doesn't seem to have, you know, the full auto build as of the moment, but it's pretty much a-okay. Gal, Bay, alongside with Claudia. The three of them, definitely the hard hitters right now, and they can definitely hold their very own. Now, Pasti Menang, you still have so many of these layers. This is where Luminous Lord comes right in, and that might just be a pickoff.
This might be the pickoff of a lifetime here. Anapulse might be in trouble. Flicker is coming out. AK Gaming still getting a hit by the Unstoppable Force. Papa should be going down, and they find one more in the process. The triple sweep picks it up. AK Gaming still alive. Somebody stop this man. Anagol has no more mana to survive, and this is it. Pasti Menang finally found the trade of a lifetime. Now chasing down the Roger, they don't get it, but Anapulse tries his best. Tambay loses 50% of his HP in one flame missile torrent. This has not been looking good, but the Tercemar now very clearly hurt. They've done enough damage to force Pasti Menang back into the base to go for a reset.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tercemar, they will have to let this Lord slide away. They're already battered and bruised. They don't have two of their members up available. So, Panda alongside with Mixed should be able to actually get this clearance. Top sign approved. This is Lord number 2 for Pasti Menang.
And there we go. They take the Lord, and this is going to be the end game push unless the Tercemar have a really good plan on how to interrupt this fight, because right now Pasti Menang's front line feels almost indestructible.
Yeah, I guess this might just be the final blow here if the Tercemar doesn't really handle some of all these side lanes well enough. There's already a split push going on with a 3-1-1 formation. Well, technically you don't need that many resources heading in towards the mid lane, but Teresa though, they can't just run in towards the base, cut in towards that, cut in from the back line, and set this dive perfectly so.
Here we go. This is going to be the final fight. The penalty zone is already out, only catching onto Anagol here to slow him down. Papa tries his best with Anagol. He's getting chunked out too hard. He needs to return back into the base, and now here we go. The arm offended. He gets the hook of a lifetime, but no! Papa goes down. Polos is in trouble. They need to kind of hold on to their ground for now. The triple sweep is already down. No more penalty zone. Panda still has the ultimate, but they rush for the end. GG. Well played.
Oh, this game just gets better and better and better. But here we go. Pasti Menang